try to see a book, and when we are working at it, it's not working. So what was the reason behind that? The first reason that I can see that there is something, because we are calling this method without this thing. Okay, so when I put that, let's see if it is going to do that or not. 3 book records still not there. Yep, coming up. Okay, so that was the problem, that we are not calling that function properly. So when if we call the function, it get the data, putting the things inside our ID, programming, author, book, and so on. Okay, is it clear? So far we have studied how we can add a new book, how we can see a new book, we can read the data, and what is in the next one? Update. Okay, so again, let's come down here. We have this. Sorry. Yeah, I'm already recording. Okay, so what I need to do, let me, because we want to update our record, so it will be more like an add book. So what I will do, I will just make a save as, and then say that I want to make it, instead of add, update a book.
Can't we just add a new
Yeah, of course we can, but I need to write that whole code again, so
yeah.
I just need to go and change it. So now this is an update book. So what I need to do, that is okay, and then rather than add, I say update, and then I don't need a form. Okay, and then I put these things a little bit back. Form is gone, because with the form we cannot send a put request, so we have to use that on action, on click button. Okay, so we need to say that on click, and I want to get, for example, update book function. Of course we need to write that function here, down here, but let me go into the here, and then add that link here as well. Here, instead of say see book, I say update book, and then here I say update a book. Okay, so let's refresh our page. Now we have update book, so it's take me to this one. So how we can fix this problem? They are not very symmetrical, doesn't look good. So what I can do, I can just simply go into my update book, and then for the label, if I add a style, style, and put some width, which is like fix 150 pixel, for example, and then copy this style to every label. So label, then this one is also a label, this one is also a label. Okay, so let's see if it is working. So now it's more like, a little bit symmetrical, more better way. Again, book title, and then when we want to update, first of all we need to read the data. Okay, so how we can do that? Of course we need to add one more label and things here, and then we can say that it is title, not for title, for ID, and then we can change it to ID, and this is a ID here, and then we can also say this is a type is a number. So if I just refresh my page, so I get this. Of course I need to change this thing, book ID. So now I have this one. So now before, I'm going to add a few things here. First of all, some buttons. So first of all, rather than update, and by default this method is, this button is disabled. When I say disabled, so it will become like I cannot click on that until we will see. That's what we are discussing. So first of all, what we need to select an ID, and then when I select the ID and then read the data, I create another button here. I create a div here, div, and inside I put this one, and here I can say what, container, no, class container fluid, and if I do that, it automatically, you know, making the things more. And now I am just going to add a few buttons here. First of all, I want to add a button to read the book or get book data, and then here I can, instead of get book data method, when I get book data method, what it will do, it will populate all those things here in these fields based on the ID that we have provided here. You understand? We will provide an ID and then we will update our get book data so it is not disabled in the beginning. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to come down here, write our script, and then say that I want to write this method function get book data, let id is equal to document dot get element by id, and then what is the id for this one? So it is, the id is bid. Okay, so I will say here bid dot value. Now we need to send a fetch request to our database or to our server, where we should have a get request to read some book. So we have get request which is reading a book and sending back me the results if we have read it. Yes, we have already used this thing to see a book, so we are going to use the same thing. So what I need to do, we need to say fetch what slash data slash books, and then we need to provide the id. So what I need to do, plus slash plus id, then res dot json dot then, and then we say data and now we can see how we can use that particular data. Remember our HTML? So what we did say, data sub 0 dot id data sub dito. So we will do the same thing. Understand? So what I need to do, I need to fill these ones. And the other thing, look, one more thing that I want to change into these, one more thing that I want to change here is the here read only in these input fields, read only. Again, I say that input field read only. Okay, another one read only, and then final one, the ISBN read only. No, read only. So what is the difference between that? Now if we can't change it, we can't change it, but here we need to change it. So it means that for this one, for the ID, we don't need to make it a read only, because here I want something, you know, I want to put something here, number, some number here. Okay, number one thing, is it clear? And then what I can do, I can simply access all these. So document dot get element by id, and it is b title dot value is equal to data sub 0 dot title, because we don't need to put into the id is already selected, so we don't need to put, or even we can do that, the same thing here. So here I say bid dot value is equal to id, and this is not, this is title, and then here after that our title, what we have, author, and then here I say that author, and then I need to make another one, author, and then we have a year, and then here we can put the year. And then we have the ISBN, and then here we have the let me recheck ISBN. The name is ID is capital I, SBN. Okay, so once we did that, ID, title, author, year, and the ISBN, they are read only, remember. It means that we can access it, we can copy, we can interact with these elements, but we cannot change it right now. Is it clear? So let's see if this fetch is working or not. Refresh, get the data. No?
You have to put an ID first.
Yeah, we need to put the ID first. So get data. Still no? So let me say alert in the data handler function, so that we are coming here or not. Let me recheck. So we say get data book, get book data. Yes, we are get a book, and then refresh it, and then we put a 3 here, get a data. So we are coming into that one, but why we are not getting the data? Okay, so what we need to do some, what we need to do.
Why don't we check if the data is coming?
Yeah, so we need to debug a few things. So we say console.log, we want to console.log, and we say data, we want to put that into the console. This one, refresh it, put 3 here, get the data, and see what's coming inside our console. Okay, in the console we are getting something, update setting value, uncaught
But an array is
position.
coming there.
Sorry,
An array, there is an array.
what?
Array.
Yeah, array is coming, so it is actually, it is coming. So we say ID, so look, we are trying to get the data 0, ID, title, author, but he's saying that cannot set property of a null setting value.
Click on the link, it will take you there.
No, I mean it's, this one. Data sub by 0. Okay, it's saying me that we have some error on this line. And what is that? Dot value. Okay, let's see that if we can, because we are putting this value here, and go to the console, still we have the error. Now what's the problem here? It say that title. Now it's go to the next line, so it means that we need to see what the problem. Cannot set property of null. Cannot set a property of a null. Why it is null? So we are saying this dot value or dot inner text. Let me see if I can use the inner text. Inner text.
You put it in HTML.
We can ask the Google Baba. Let's see how to put data in the input fields from JavaScript. Okay, so how to insert value in the input with JavaScript. Okay, the can get the answer rather than, you know, doing hit and trial. So we say get element by id dot value is equal to this. That's what we are doing, you know. So we are saying that the element by id dot value is equal to that. So what's the now we are not writing inside the inside our, what you can say that. So we are document dot get element by id. So let me make sure that we are actually having these IDs here, the same ID. It's a BID.
So
Yes.
do you have to put a quotation inside?
The ID, B side should be open.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You are right. We need to put these are the string values, not the variables. You know. So let's come back here. Put 3. Yes. Okay. So actually, when we are giving the ID, that is a string, so we need to make it at a string, you know. So now we get the data, but we cannot change it right now. Yeah. So what we can do? So again, we put another button here, and we will make sure that we also provide an ID here. ID, not like that. So I say ID, and then I say added btn. Now I will come down here, and then I say document dot get element by id, get element by id, and then here I need to provide that edit btn dot, what you can say that, enabled dot and get element. We can change the dot.
Maybe you can change the error HTML.
No, we want to do it here. We don't want to do it here, so we have a, we say it is a disabled.
Yes, but maybe if we
Now we want to, okay, disabled. Now, okay, what we can do?
what if we
How
have
to
enabled by default the top?
how to enable a button in JavaScript. Disabling or enabling a button in the JavaScript. So what is the answer here? So we say dot disabled is equal to true. That's what I have been trying to do. Disabled is equal to false. It is false. Get data, not this one. So edit button. So edit book data. Okay, and then I say edit book data or enable edit. Enable edit book data. What we are trying to do? We click on this button, we get the data, and now if we want to change it, then we need to click on this button. When we click on this button, and in the by default it is disabled, so we need to add disabled is equal to false. So once we do that and our refresh our page here, so now we have this added book data, but this is disabled.
Yes.
So now I just go put 2 here, get the data. Now this one is enabled.
Press edit.
Yeah, when we press edit, we haven't written down that function yet. So what we want to do? We want to make these fields not readable. Okay, so we need to write a function again here, function, and then we can write this function here. And now what we need to do? Again, the same thing that we are doing here, you know, not reading the data, but we say that read only. Okay, and then read only like that, and then we can simply say that it is false. Is it clear? So I can just copy these thing and then I put up to this point. And what we need to do, added button should be now again disabled, because now it is already inside that one. And then what we can do, we also need to enable the third button, which is this one. So we can say ID and I say update BTN. So I need to enable this button here. So I can just simply say copy that line here, change this thing from here, and then say false, disabled false. Is it clear or not clear?
Yeah.
So I say 4 get data. When I click on that, look, my update book is now enabled.
And you can change the book.
I can change the things, operating
Keep it away.
functions, and then we click on the update and it will go and change the things over there. Okay, but now right now we have not written down this update book function. So what I need to do here, function, and then what we need to do, I need to send a put request. Okay, so when I want to send a put request, remember what we need to do, fetch, and then do we have a put request here? We have a post, we have use, but we have not have a put request here. So first of all, we need to create that app.put. We want to put, and then we can say that what is our URL, data/books/id, because a specific ID we want to. Is it clear? And then we can say that our function request and response, and we need to handle that thing. First of all, we get the ID. ID is equal to what? Request dot params dot ID. So we are getting the ID from the parameter. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now what we need to do? Get the data from the ID, from the book. Again, I just do that. Getting the title, author, year, and ISBN values from our body. And once we have that one, what we need to say let SQL query is equal to what, and I put that one, not. So I say update what? Update books.
Table name.
Yeah, update books. Set
Field name.
ID equal to.
The new one that will be
Now we can use that $sign and I say ID, comma, name equal to, and remember we need to put the single quotes because it's a string value. So we will say $book dot sorry, it is a title, not title, comma, author is equal to what? Again we need to put a single quotes around that, $sign, and then I say book dot author. Again, because we are going away, so we can also say that set this ID, this title, this author, this. That's the beauty of this tick sign. Now what is that? Year equal to, again year is a value, is an integer value, so I can simply say that what? book dot year, and then I can say that ISBN equal to, I need to put these in the, and then book dot ISBN. But before we can finish it, we also need to say that where. We don't want to set, because if we just say that this thing, then it will change the values of all the records. So now we need to say that where ID is equal to $ID.
Without quotations, like that.
No, without quotation, because this is the numbers. For the year, we don't need a quotation. For string values, we need to put that single quotes around that. Okay, so now what I need to do? db dot query, and then say SQL query, and then what we get? We get error and results. If error, throw error. Else, or no, we don't need to do the else. What we need to do?
We can return the.
You can return something. So maybe I can say response dot send, and then I give a here what result success. Is it clear? Result success.
When there's an error.
When there's no error.
Oh.
I mean, we have updated the data and then there is no result. So what I need to do on the other side here, now we have implemented our put request on this specific ID, and now we want to send that request here. So first of all, I say fetch / data / books. Is it so? Yeah, / books, and then I also need to put the ID. So before we can do that, what I need to do? I need to get the ID from here. You know, get element by ID. And we don't need to make this false. I mean, we can make this true rather than false. Why? Because ID is not going to change. Only the title, author, year, and these things can be changed, but not the ID. Okay, so enabled, this one is becomes true. False, I mean read only, you can say that. And then I need to put the let ID is equal to this, and dot value, that will give me the ID value. I say plus ID, and then I need to provide that thing. What is that? Method. And what is the method? Put. What is the next thing? Body. Body is a, and what I need to do? I need to provide the ID is equal to, or ID, and I simply take this value. Next, title, then I take this value for the title. Then I have a author, and then put this value from this input field. Is it clear? Then we have a year, and then I put the value from this input field. Then I have the ISBN. Is it clear? I think that we also need to set the other thing, that is content type. No, We are inside this one. Let me check. Sending put request from JavaScript. Okay, so we say content type is equal to application and JSON on a header. Yes, we need to put that one. Header content type is equal to that. So it is not content, it is header, that is a content type. Okay, so we have this thing. Now we have created a fetch request on this URL and put the method is equal to put and the body is equal to this. Then dot, then I say res is res dot JSON dot then, and we have a data or the result that's coming from our here. So I say console.log and then we say that actually we are saying that data dot result. What we are sending here? We are sending here result. Okay, and then we say that here if this data dot result is double equal to or triple equal to success su, or it is a small, so I will just try to copy this thing from here, triple equal to this, then what we can do, alert data is updated successfully. Is it clear? Document dot redirect, we want to okay, we will see that. Let's here refresh 4, show the data, and then I say that okay, 4 show the data, then I want to update it, and then here I want to put what new name, Shafi genius, or what, Shafi Al-Nazi, Al-Nazi, yeah, change the to 2022, ISBN remains same, update the book, problem. And what is that? Bad request, it say that I could not get BS4. Okay, so what we are making a mistake here in our code. First of all, we need to put that slash here, you know, because look here it said that books 4, it should be /4, not, so I can just look at that, it said bad request, I can just do that. So refresh our page, 4 again, we are getting the same data, so we say Shafi, oh, we cannot change it unless and until we click on that one, and now we can't change this thing. Okay, Shafi Al-Anazi, and then make it 2022 and update the book. Now we still have the bad request, we have a /4, it say that request cannot be handled. It means we are making an mistake where we are fetching the data. Okay, so let's go back to our, you know, here sending a put request. So we are just trying to say that fetch mime text put open URL. Okay, send request content type. So we have the type, no, that's an Ajax. Okay, something here we say that stringify, JSON dot, what is that? JSON, it is a capital JSON. JSON dot stringify, and then we need to provide this whole object as a, and then we have the content type that is same, but we need to stringify first. Now let's see if I can save it, refresh my page, go back to my page here, and then refresh the page. I say for show the book, added a book, Shafi al Nazi, and then change it to 2022 and update. Yep. So book ID 4 has been updated, so it is successfully done. If I look at the console, there is no error, we are just printing the data. So let's go back to our main, and then if we look at our refresh our page, so look, that operating system book has been updated. Is it clear or not clear?
Yeah, just need to do it.
Yeah, so only the thing that we are missing here is that we need to stringify, we need to convert that JSON, this object is need to be converted into that JSON string. Okay, so that was a problem that we are facing here. One more thing that we want to add in the same here, and what is that? I want to add in one more button here, and instead of say btn, I say delete button, and it is in the beginning, it's a default, so I say delete book. So when I read the book, when I read the book, get the book data, so I also want to, what you can say that I will say this edit delete button false, it will be enabled, and then we can send a request to delete that specific. So yeah, but first of all we need to come down here in our web application. So let me first finish the things here. Okay, so how we can send a delete request?
Does the update work now? The update does
Yeah, update work. Look here, we get the operating system Shafi al Nazi changing from 2022. It show me the success message,
Yes.
so it means it has been done successfully.
So we have to do the stringify.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that when we are sending the data in the body using this JavaScript, then body should be, it is a object, but it should pass as a parameter to this JSON, capital J, capital on all this capital, and then stringify it, convert that object into a JSON string, and that will go as a body with this request, and then we have a headers, and then we can set to the JSON. I think that we can remove this thing. Let's see. No, we want to do that. Let me see. I just want to make sure that because sometime I just cut it from here, refresh my application, I go to the book number 6, and then here we have Walid. So we want to update it. I want to put Walid, your last name. A-Y-E, Al-Dubai, and then change and update the book. It's giving me some problem. Okay, so it means that we need to provide that header part, content type and application. So we need to provide that, and once we did that, refresh it. Okay, what's happening? Book. What? Our application has stopped, so Control C. And then run it again. Refresh. Yep, 6. Get the book data, update. D. Al-Dubai. Okay, and then we update it. That's update successfully. It's preferable that we move over to the main, okay, and then here if we just refresh our page, then you can see that we have the book number 6 all the way is there, and so things are updating. Okay, now what we need to do, I will, instead of having the update edit, and then I also need to go back here, and then I need to change my here delete book. Okay, and then delete book function, what it will be,
The delete function.
yep, so we
Would
can
be,
say function delete book,
SQL query.
and then here we say fetch, what is the URL, data slash
Book.
books slash,
ID.
and we say plus ID, and how we can get it, so that ID is equal to what, the same thing that we have done here. We are running out of time. Okay, we will implement that delete one tomorrow. Okay.